Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm the SLP that's going to be doing your evaluation today. Can you first tell me why you're here today for your neurological evaluation?
I had a stroke.
Okay, and can you tell me what your occupation is?
I'm a student.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about what your day-to-day life looks like.
I go to class for a couple hours, then I work with some clients, and then I come back and I do homework.
Okay, and what do you like to do outside of school, outside of being a student?
I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go on runs when I can, and I like to watch TV.
Okay, great. Any other medical history I should know about neurologically? And can you tell me a little bit more about your stroke?
No other medical stuff. I have a stroke. It happened a couple of days ago, and the doctors said it was on the right side of my brain.
Okay, gotcha. And any pertinent family history, neurological problems that I should know about?
No.
Okay. And also, who do you live with at home?
I live with my roommate.
With your roommate at school. Okay. Anything else you would like me to know that you think is important before we begin our evaluation?
No.
Okay. Fantastic. So we are going to begin today with a quick cognitive assessment. It's called the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, or the MoCA. I have it right here for you. So I'm going to give you this pen. The MoCA assesses all different sorts of cognitive categories, including memory, visual spatial abilities, orientation, executive function, these sorts of things, as you can see on the sheet here. So I'll lead you through it. A score of greater to or equal than 20, or greater than or equal to 26 would suggest that Julia is within normal limits, and a score of less than 26 might be indicative of mild cognitive impairment at the end of the assessment. Okay, Julia. So to begin, I'm going to have you start by drawing a line in order, starting with 1 to A to 2, and so on, and you can end here at the letter E. Great, so now I'm going to have you copy this cube as exact as you can in the space below. Great, go ahead and draw a clock in this space here with all of its numbers and put the time to 10 past 11. Great. Can you tell me what this animal is?
A lion.
What is this?
A rhinoceros.
And what is this?
A camel.
Great. Now I'm going to read you a list of 5 words, and I'm going to have you repeat them back to me. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
Great. And one more time I'll read them to you. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
Face, velvet, daisy, church, red.
So I'm going to have you remember those 5 words for the end of the assessment, and I'm going to have you repeat them back to me at the end. So just try to remember them. Okay, so now I'm going to have you repeat these numbers to me in forwards order. 2, 1, 8, 5, 4.
2, 1, 8, 5, 4.
And now repeat these numbers back to me in backwards order. 7, 4, 2.
2, 4, 7.
Okay. Now I'm going to read a list of letters to you. Each time I say the letter A, I want you to tap your hand on the table, and don't tap your hand unless I say the letter A. Okay, ready? F, B, A, C, M, N, A, J, K, L, B, A, F, A, K, D, E, A, J, A, M, O, F, A, B. Thank you. Now starting with 100, I want you to subtract 7 from the number 100 and descend in intervals of 7, and I will tell you when to stop.
Okay. 93, 86, 79, 72, 65.
Okay, you can stop. Now just repeat this sentence after me. I only know that John is the one to help today.
I only know that John is the one to help today.
Thank you. Now one more sentence to repeat back to me. The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were in the room.
The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were in the room.
Thank you. Now I'm going to give you a timer of 1 minute, 60 seconds, and I want you to name as many words that begin with the letter F as you can think of. So just avoid any proper nouns such as cities or names, but any other words that begin with the letter F are fine.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and start.
Okay. Friend, far, fuzz, feet, fettuccine, fire, fountain, freckle, fissure, feature, foundation,
And that's time. Thank you. Okay, we are almost done here. Now I'm going to give you 2 words, and I want you to tell me what is similar about the 2 words. For example, if I gave you the 2 words banana and orange, you would say they're both fruit. Okay, the first 2 words are train and bicycle.
They're both modes of transportation.
Thank you. And the last pair of words is watch and ruler.
They're both forms of measurement.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to have you repeat back to me those 5 words that I told you at the beginning of the assessment, and you can tell them back to me in any order.
Okay. Face, church, velvet, rose maybe. That's all I got.
So one of them was a color. Do you remember what the color was?
Right.
And you're right, one of them was a flower. It wasn't rose, but it was...
Is it a daisy?
Yes. Great. So finally, can you please just tell me, Julia, what is today's date?
Oh gosh. I believe it is May 13th, 2024.
Fantastic. And what day of the week is it?
It is a Monday.
And where are we right now?
We are in College Park, Maryland.
Fantastic. And what building or room are we in right now?
We are in Astor.
Great. Thank you so much. So that's the end of the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. Julia seems to be within normal limits based on the preliminary results of the MOCA, and she seems to have a score of greater to or equal than 26, got everything correct, and just needed a couple of cues for the delayed recall task. So it does not seem so far that Julia has mild cognitive impairment based on those results. Okay, so now we're going to begin with an assessment of the cranial nerves. So I will lead you through them, give you some instructions. So first, I want you to just start by closing your eyes and plug one nostril with your finger. I'm going to give you something to smell, and just let me know once you smell something.
I smell something.
Great, thank you so much. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and close your eyes and plug the other nostril.
I smell something.
Great, thank you so much. So if Julia had an impairment of her olfactory cranial nerve number 1, then that dysfunction would look like Julia not being able to detect the presence of the smell in one or both nostrils. Okay, we're now going to test your optic nerve. Do you have a prescription for glasses or contacts?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to have you hold this chart about 14 inches away from you, or about 1 arm's distance, and just read to me the smallest line that you can with one eye closed.
Okay. NVPCOZ.
Great, now you can switch hands and close the other eye and read the line just above or below it.
Okay. Oh gosh. LOPSTN.
Great, thank you so much. Based on the results of that first part of the optic nerve exam, Julia was able to read the letters on the Snellen chart in both of her eyes. If she was not able to read the letters on the Snellen chart, then that could indicate an impairment with the optic nerve. Okay, so now I want you to keep your eyes on me, so don't look away from me. Cover one of your eyes, and I want you to tell me how many fingers I'm holding up in your peripheral vision.
Okay. 1, 3, 4, 3.
Great, thank you. Now you can cover the other eye, and we'll do the same thing.
1, 2, 2, I think 4.
Great, thank you. So based off of that result, there were a couple numbers wrong, but my fingers was a little bit out of Julia's field of vision, which is understandable. But otherwise, it seems that Julia was able to see in all 4 visual quadrants. So her visual fields did not seem to be limited. Nothing seemed abnormally blurry. So optic nerve in general seems to be intact. Okay, so now we're gonna do a test for the optic and oculomotor nerve. So that's cranial nerves 2 and 3. I'm going to just take this light and shine it into your pupil to see if it changes in size. Great. Great. So Julia's pupillary light reflex is intact. The pupils shrinked when I shined the light on them. If they didn't do that, then that could indicate damage to cranial nerves 2 or 3 and could also indicate brainstem damage. We're now going to do a test for the cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6, oculomotor, trochlear, and abducens. So just go ahead and follow this pen with your eyes and only your eyes, so don't move your head. Great. No dysfunction was noted there. If she was unable to move her eyes laterally, that could indicate impairment with the abducens. If she was unable to move her eyes infranasal, then that could indicate impairment with the trochlear nerve, and in any other direction generally could indicate damage to the oculomotor cranial nerve. Okay, so now I'm going to have you close your eyes for me, and you should feel a sensation on your face, and just let me know if that sensation is dull or sharp.
Dull. 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 Sharp. Sharp. Sharp.
Great. You can open your eyes. That was a test for Julia's cranial nerve 5, trigeminal nerve. If she was unable to differentiate the sensations or inaccurately labeled them, could not feel them, then that would indicate some sort of dysfunction with the trigeminal nerve. Okay, so now I'm going to have you just bite down for me, and I'm going to just feel the muscles of your jaw, so just clench your teeth. Great, thank you. And now open your mouth wide, and I'm going to push upward to see if I can close your mouth, so just resist as I push. thank you. There I was looking for weakness of the jaw muscles. Also was seeing if the jaw deviated to one side. It would deviate towards the side of the weakness if there was some issue with the trigeminal nerve, and Julia's strength seems to be good there. So now just slightly open your mouth like at rest. I'm going to set 2 of my fingers just right on your chin. Okay, so there I was just testing for any extraneous movement that could be indicative of jaw jerk reflex, which I did not notice. And if there was a jaw jerk reflex, then that would note that there might be an upper motor neuron lesion or issue with the trigeminal nerve. Okay, now go ahead and wrinkle your forehead for me, lift up your eyebrows, squeeze your eyes shut, pucker your lips, and smile big. Great. There I was looking for dysfunction of cranial nerve 7, the facial nerve, looking for asymmetry, any reduced range of motion, weakness of any facial expressions, but everything looked okay. So now go ahead and close your eyes and stick out your tongue. I'm going to give you something to taste, and I want you to tell me if it is sweet, salty, sour, or bitter. Okay. And just decide first what the taste is, and then you can pull your tongue back in. Sweet. Great. Thank you so much. Again, I was still testing for the facial nerve, and dysfunction of that particular test would just be if Julia had any difficulty identifying taste of the lollipop. All right, so now go ahead and just close your eyes, and I want you to let me know on which side of your head you hear a sound.
On my left side. My right side.
Okay, keep your eyes closed.
I hear it evenly on both sides.
Great, thank you. So there I was testing vestibular cochlear nerve, cranial nerve 8. If Julia wasn't able to identify the correct ear, had decreased hearing acuity, and failed the Weber test with a tuning fork, saying that she didn't hear the sound or only heard it on one side, then that could indicate some sort of damage with vestibular cochlear nerve and just problems with bone conduction. Okay, now I want you to just fixate on this object, and as I move your head, try to keep your eyes fixated on this object.
Okay.
Great. So there I was looking for, again, dysfunction of vestibular cochlear nerve. I was looking for nystagmus or any sort of vestibular disease, vertigo, and I was just testing the vestibulo-ocular reflex, being able to fixate her eyes on one place as the rest of her body moved. Okay, now go ahead and just say "ah" for me. Open your mouth big. Thank you. So there I was looking for asymmetry of Julia's palate, any air escaping from her nose, absent voice or impaired voice, phonation. I was looking for her uvula to elevate, checking her voice quality, and if there was any nasality that was noted, then that could be an issue with the glossopharyngeal nerve. And if there was any breathiness that I noticed, then that could be the vagus nerve. So cranial nerves 9 or 10. Okay, so now go ahead and open your mouth wide, and I'm going to touch the back of your throat with this tongue depressor. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so as you can see, Julia had a gag reflex, and I saw elevation of her palate, which is good. There could be an issue if I did not see the gag reflex. Okay, go ahead and just shrug your shoulders up for me and keep them shrugged as I try to push them down. Great, and now just turn your head to the left and do the same thing. Don't let me turn your head. And do the same thing, turning to the right. Great, thank you. There I was testing the accessory nerve. Any dysfunction could be if Julia was unable to keep her shoulders shrugged. That could be the trapezius muscle, any weakness there. And if she was unable to keep her head turned to the left or right, then that could be weakened sternocleidomastoid muscles, or again, overall, perhaps lesion or dysfunction with cranial nerve 11, the accessory nerve. And finally, we're gonna do cranial nerve 12, which is the hypoglossal nerve. So just stick out your tongue for me and move it left and right and pull it back in. Great. So there I was just looking for any unilateral or one-sided weakness of her tongue, if it deviated to one side, any asymmetry or overall weakness, if she wasn't able to protrude, retract, and move her tongue left and right. But I did not see any atrophy or fasciculations, so everything looked to be normal there. Okay, we're gonna do some tests of coordination now to see if your coordination is intact. So starting out, can you please say la pa ka for me 10 times in a row?
Lapaca, 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 lapaca.
Great, thank you. So there I was looking for any possible dysarthria, apraxia of speech, or articulation deficits that could be noted, or if Julia was going abnormally slow or super fast. Just overall testing a task of diadochokinesis. Okay, now please just alternate touching between your nose and my finger like this.
Okay.
Great, thank you. So there I was looking for dysfunction of the metria task. So there could be hypometria or hypermetria if she was under or overshooting the target, which was my finger, or if her timing was overall impaired with that coordination task. So go ahead and stand up for me and just stand still. Great. And now I'm going to have you walk from right here to the door and back. Thank you. And now you can pause and do the same thing, but walking heel to toe.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you. So overall there, I was just assessing Julia's gait, if she was able to maintain a steady stance, if her natural gait was okay, if there was any imbalances or incoordination there, as well as her tandem gait with the heel to toe task. Any incoordination could point to cerebellar damage or any instability or anything like that I might have noted. Okay. So I'm just going to take a look now at your muscles on your arms and your legs. So I'm just observing Julia's arms and legs. And I'm just going to check your wrists. Range of motion of the wrists. Great. I want you to just lift your arms up like this and resist as I try to push down. Great. So here I was looking for general tone and strength in the upper and lower extremities and range of motion in all of her joints. I didn't note any spasticity or rigidity, no reduced range of motion, or weakness in any of these areas. So everything seemed to be within normal limits. And for that motor exam, I would give her a score of 5 because she had full range of motion. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our sensory exam testing the spinothalamic tract. So to start, please just close your eyes and I want you to report if the touch is sharp or dull, and just let me if the strength of the sensation changes throughout your body, just let me know. Okay. And I'm going to be touching you with either this cotton ball or this needle. You can touch them to just get a sense for how they feel. Go ahead and close your eyes.
Soft, 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 soft. Okay. Sharp, 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 sharp.
Okay. Did any sensations change in feeling as I went from head to toe?
No.
Okay, so based off of that, Julia didn't note any discomfort or burning sensations, no paresthesia or diesesthesia, which is the discomfort or burning sensations, and she was able to differentiate the pain with the needle and the light touch. So everything seems to be within normal limits. So now a test of proprioception. Just keep your eyes closed, and I want you to just let me know if your big toe is up or down.
Okay. Up, down,
Okay, and we'll do the other foot now.
up, down.
Okay, so there I was just holding the sides of Julia's toe and moving it up and down. Didn't see any problems with proprioception there. She was able to detect the direction of toe movement. If she was unable to do so, then that could be a lesion in the dorsal column of the spinal cord. Okay, now go ahead and close your eyes and place out your palms, and I'm going to place an object in your hand, and I want you to just use your hand to figure out what that object is, and just let me know what it is that I placed in your hand.
This is a pen.
Great, thank you.
This is a phone.
Thank you. You can open your eyes. So everything seems to be within normal limits there for the stereognosis test. Julia was able to identify the objects, so probably no lesions in the parietal lobe or anything like that. Okay, so now close your eyes and hold out your palms just like you did before, and I want you to tell me what number or letter it is that I am drawing in your hand.
It's an A. 8.
Thank you. Julia was able to identify the numbers and letters in each of her hands. So there I was looking for agraphesthesia, but Julia passed that part of the exam. Now testing for extinction. I'm going to have you sit on the edge of your seat and close your eyes, and I will have you point to the part of the body where you felt my touch.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay, great, thank you. So I was touching one arm, one leg, and then I touched both of them simultaneously. Julia was able to identify the sensations of multiple touch sensations at once. So I was testing for simultanagnosia, and again, no signs of a lesion in the parietal cortex based off of that exam. So that concludes the sensory portion of the test, and it concludes the neurological evaluation. Thank you so much for allowing me to complete your neurological evaluation today. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, I'm taking off my gloves that I had on during the entire time. I will review your assessment results and get back to you. Preliminarily, everything seems to be within normal limits, but just reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.